What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to a special conversation. That's right, with Prime Talk, conversations in prime time with none other than DJ Slash. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Man, I wanted to run that back one more time. That was a hot intro produced by none other than DJ Slash. Hey, man, welcome to Conversation in Prime Time. Brother's going to work it out. Let's bring Slash in. Let's get this thing real started real quick here. One sec. What up, man? What up, man?
What up? What up? Ah!
What's going on with you, brother? What's going on? Man, hey, man, I got to give you kudos
Maintain it,
on
man.
I gotta get that kudos on that intro, man.
Appreciate that, man. It was time to change it up, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's good stuff. Everything good with you?
Yes, sir. Well,
Good stuff, man.
one of my good friends, man, passed, man. We'll say, rest in peace to DJ Big Tweet, man.
No doubt, no doubt. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yes, sir.
On to your
How's everything
journey.
going on your end, man? You just got back on the scene, man. I saw last night, man.
Yeah, man. Actually,
So,
I needed that break, man. I didn't realize that I've been going, since I've been back to the
mhm,
platform. I've
right.
been pushing. No days
On that,
off, and yeah, I needed that break. Needed that break, but it
was
was
on that
good,
Mamba.
man.
He was on that Mamba mentality, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I was excited to get back into the swing of things, getting back to what my norm and whatnot. So we pushed out. We were able to push. Good. I'm sorry.
No doubt.
Yeah, so we were able to push out like maybe 150, 200 episodes and whatnot over there on Apple and Spotify, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's pretty good, man. Pretty good. Needed that
Look,
break though,
man.
so I'll be on Thursday. I'll be back with nutritional Catherine Getto over in France,
Mm-hmm.
talking about inflammation on Thursday, at 7 a.m.
Right.
hour in the States and the 14 hour over in France. And it's always
That's a
great
lot
to
of,
be back with you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
man, that's a lot of shows, man. That's into that James Brown territory, man.
What you mean, brother? What you mean?
But James was the hardest working man in showbiz, man. Like, he got that
Hey
title for a
man.
reason, man.
Hey man. Gotta get it, man. Gotta get it.
And
Gotta
that's
get it.
back in
Gotta
the
get it.
days where, at the Apollo, man, you had to do 5 shows a night.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. When you love what you do, man, it becomes easy. So
right.
yeah,
No
no,
doubt, though.
it's all good. It's all good. But man, let's talk about this topic for a second, here, man. Talking about, is that love for you? Is that love for you, or is that survival? I got to thinking. We always conversing back and forth, talking about different topics and whatnot, and it's something you sent me, and I got to thinking about how you know some women, let's just say some
Hmm.
women, they
Right,
tend to go into situations in survival mode,
right,
camouflaging it as love. And,
right,
and in some cases, most men really don't be knowing, is it really love?
right.
Like the new edition, like the guy said, if it isn't love, if it isn't love, you know what I'm
Yeah, see.
saying?
But
Exactly.
I think it happens like that. I mean, you got to look back. to grandmother, great grandmother. You got to have them conversations, both men and women.
Right.
Sometimes it is survival, sometimes it's love, and sometimes it's back and forth. It's either or.
Yeah, but I mean, when we think about love, well, it's, we envision it as romantic, the loyalty and all that stuff. But you got to be mindful when we out here talking about love and whatnot, because there's survival mode, there's a love mode. I'm not gonna say there isn't, but if you're in survival mode, love not gonna be nowhere in the picture. Love will
Now
not be nowhere in the
I'm
picture.
gonna have to disagree because when you're in survival mode, you're doing whatever it takes to survive, right?
Is that right? Is that authentic though?
I mean, if you believe in this Europeanized, marriage, relationship, love thing, because our grandmothers and grandfathers, that wasn't why they got married. They got married, for comfort, to get away from 16, 17 children, to start their life and build their life with the
Right,
skills that they
right.
possess within the family.
Well, let's give them the definition. I jotted down some notes here. We talk about survival mode, right? So the definition for survival mode: survival mode is a state of being where an individual prioritizes self protection and safety above all else.
Right,
This can manifest into relationships as a need for control, distrust, or a focus on meeting one's own needs at expense of others, at the expense of another person, right? When you
right.
talk about that. So again, is this love or is that survival? And in most cases, I got to be honest, I go down and take that dart myself. A lot of people are going in these situations in survival mode.
Yeah, but you have to look at possibly the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because not everyone is in that fight or flight type mode. You have some people that genuinely that want love, that want that old thing back, so to speak. And you have some
Mhm.
people some people that a lot of times, for instance, die in
So so do you
Shannon
say?
say,
Well,
listen
we
to me. I
go
just
ahead.
talk about cats are homosexuals living from couch to couch, but that's not a man thing. That's a person thing. Both men
I
and
can
women
agree with
do
that.
that. So that's that somewhat survival mode. I mean, especially if your family background is somebody that's moving every 6 months, and kind of like LeBron. LeBron and his moms, they were moving around from cousin to cousin, to friend to friend.
Right.
So once you do somewhat get in a relationship, you're not even sure, and there's that discomfort and that trust that this could break down. So even in good, sometimes you're in that fight or flight mode.
So you're saying that you're okay with that? Let's give an example, right? Oh, it's a question for you, not an example. So would you be okay with a woman approaching you in survival mode? And
In the words of the late great, known as the voice, nicknamed Nippy from New Jersey, how would you
yeah,
know? And you
mm,
don't really know her background. Like, I'm listening to a podcast on Urban View on Sirius Radio, a lot of real good
hmm
political world views and whatnot. Two of the
right.
hosts have talked about being home, have been growing up in homeless shelters at a particular time. I'm saying, unless you really got into that conversation, a lot of people are not going to divulge that information, right? So how would you know?
That's true, and that's what true trust and honesty comes in at, man. That's where conversations come into play.
You
You
can
know,
you can trust, but that doesn't mean that a lot of people give up that really foundational background of how they really came up. I was talking to a lady at work last night. She was telling me she was on a project, and I'm like, that's not like
wait, one more time, one more
something.
time.
I was speaking with a lady at work last night. She was telling me her background. She was telling me she was raised in a project. And I'm like, that's not anything to frown on or something. I mean, that was a starting point because the Europeans, projects was built for the Europeans. That wasn't for
Right,
us.
right.
St. Bernard project is all European. Picture that.
I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it.
But I'm saying, who's really, you're transparent. You give a lot. Sometimes you give way too much. But who's really gonna give their background to somebody that dating relationship 3 months, 6 months, a year before they really give you the real? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
you with somebody. It's like, where's your family? Well, my family's out of town. Or such and such is passed, and they kind of just in the conversation, so to speak, but not really
Right.
giving me the whole family dynamic and breakdown of what it was. And sometimes your parents don't give it to me. My mom's, and some of my cousins and whatnot didn't really give me real game until I was in my 40s. Like
Oh
really
wow.
divulging, this is what happened.
Right. Right.
So,
Well, let me
so I
let's
ask again. So I'm
go
asking
ahead.
you, how
Go
do you
ahead.
know that somebody's in that fight or flight unless they divulge?
I guess through conversation slides. I guess through conversation and through openness and whatnot. But these days and times in this climate, man, it's so hard to decipher the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of young ladies out here who be talking about they in it, but they in it because what they can get out of the situation. They in survival mode. And me personally, I don't believe that you could have a genuine, honest relationship while in survival mode. Because
Let's
that's
say
not honesty
early,
in that.
let's say early on, when you're, they say when you courting their representative, you're not gonna get that truth nor honest. I mean, even the different, let's say the young aggressive, the Drew Silver and Nathan, a lot of that background wasn't divulged because the storyline had to go forward. It didn't just, you don't get all the secrets and all the intimacy and the pillow talk early on. You kind of get that fictitious, frivolous type stuff early on. But like I said, you don't know. And you have people that have stuff that's in their past that they planted in the back of their mind as to where they're not really remembering exactly how things went.
Right.
So I think it's a 50-50. But
Mm.
just by you being transparent doesn't mean that the other 50% is going to be transparent at that particular time because it's give and take.
I get it.
So you didn't
I get
consider
what you're saying.
that part, right?
No, no, I didn't. I didn't. I mean,
See, as they say, that part.
mm.
Because I'm a chess player, man. You got to think of things at different points, angles,
I get
sides.
it, but let's not place the real color glasses on and like I know of a couple of women who are in survival mode.
Hmm.
Plain as day in survival mode. I know that woman don't want that man. I know she don't want him, but she's gonna go ahead with this situation because she need him. There's a clear, distinct difference between a need and a want.
I got you, but I'm gonna take you from out of the bus driver's seat. I'm gonna put you in the passenger seat. Have you
What you
done the
got? What
same
you got?
thing?
What you
Have you
got?
done the same thing? Not the flight or whatnot. Sometimes emotionally, you're looking for something that you can't get, even within the confines of a relationship or a marriage.
I'm more than sure everybody's done that. I'm more than sure everybody's done that at some point on their road called life. More than sure.
Yeah. When you're taking that ride, so to speak, it might just be a Sunday drive, but it might be from here to Chicago somewhere, in a relationship, and we're gonna go get an apartment in Chicago or LA or New York or whatever. I'm just saying, when you're young, you're just kind of going with what's happening. You're going with the wind, so to speak. So I mean, when you really settle down and you really put all the chips in the cards on the table, how do you truly know that they're not holding as that ace or that trump card?
I mean, yeah, I, I get what I get what you're saying, man. But man, I wish there was women here could actually talk about this as far as love opposed to survival.
Hmm. I mean, I'm not gonna play devil's advocate because I'm not trying to do anything with the devil, but I'm just saying I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
look at it from different perspectives, not just one. I mean, I can give you some of my insight of how I was raised or the people around me,
Right.
and that's what formulates me to say that it's different in different situations. And sometimes people are like, I was in a situation, and I really wasn't trying to go there, and I just kind of wound up there. And then I kind of had to figure out a maneuver and see, well, like, is this really something that's beneficiary? Because if you really go by people being in your life for a season, it's not really a big thing.
Come on, man. So, so you again? I ask you again.
I'm not
So
a
we
look. I'm not agreeing. I'm just saying, in any situation, there's cause and effect. We can't
right?
just say situations call for where it's cause and effect because certain situations cause for you to react to something. You can't just say, oh, you just got a bunch of people that's doing this, 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 and this. But it's like you have to look in, okay, so what causes this? What was the initial factors that cause something like this? And that doesn't make it right nor wrong, but I'm wise enough to know that I'm not judging.
it's
That's
not
not
about
that's not my
judge.
job, though. Yeah,
It's not about judging, but that's
I'm
that's a
trying to
legitimate
I'm
that's a
trying to
legitimate
see.
question, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if you got a dashiki on or if that's a different color judge robe over there.
No, I'm not sitting on a high panel of judges. I'm not, but I would be very naive if I said that. Oh no, that's not the case. This is not survival. Oh no, this is real love. I mean, come on, man.
So even some shows back when you was talking about love bombing, that was
Uh,
something that was done. I didn't know what the exact name of it was, and it wasn't something that I pretty much did, but people do it all the time. And just like
People do.
something like this, yeah, just like this. Okay, I'm such and such is 3 months away from getting kicked out their apartment or something, and then kind of
Uh,
meet somebody in a sweet spot as to where it's like, well, I'm thinking about giving up my lease, and we've been kind of dating, and what you think about such and such and such, us, getting an apartment or whatever, whatever. You don't know unless she really give you that information.
I mean, I see where you're going with it.
It's so many different ways and avenues, is what I'm saying.
How
I'm not
would you
saying
handle a situation like that, though?
once I found out,
Yeah,
it's the thing of this. Have you ever been got?
I think we all been got before.
We've all been got. So this is just another kind of parameter as far as of different things that's done, but you never know. And I mean, you could be in a relationship, you can be in a marriage and not know. I know somebody who was married for years, didn't
Hmm.
know that their husband smoked because he was a clean smoker.
Huh? What?
See what I'm saying? Just like you got people that's, uh, it could be any and everything. You have people with these fetishes, you have people that cross dress, you got all types of things.
Right.
There's certain little uh, quips and quirks that people like, and sometimes they keep a good job of it. I mean, we all know about the black funerals where people coming to the funeral talking about that was my daddy or that was my mama.
Uh-huh.
So you can hide that you didn't have a somewhere to stay or something, and you can hide kids. So I mean, it goes all types of ways, man.
Right. Again, I like so. Do you let's flip this a little bit. Do you think that be? Hmm, let me think about that for a second. But so you're admitting that there are situations like that, right?
Millions of situations like that.
Exactly. Now, would it be wrong for a man to ask,
No,
is this
you're supposed
love
to. I mean,
or survival for you?
I don't believe in the so-called um, saying of, whoever I'm in a relationship with, they should be my best friend. But in actuality, they should. Like, I think certain people on the podcast have always said, "Well, my best friend is the opposite sex," and we have these certain conversations that I can't have with John
Hmm.
doing a relationship or Mr. Man in a marriage, and that's
Hmm.
crazy.
So wait,
That's
wait.
because
So you telling me that if you're in a relationship, you can't have a best friend outside of the relationship?
oh, Steve Harvey says that. I agree.
What? So
That's not. We've had this conversation 4 or 5 times.
wait. So you can't have. So what you saying? You can't have a best friend outside of a relationship?
So I'm not saying that I can't have, but that's leaving that window open in your house. The two-story house with that window in the middle, that little small house, and I mean the little window in the attic,
Uh
leaving it cracked open about that much. But you're the only one that feel that draft.
huh.
So you mean to tell me,
So you don't
and
believe in individuality? You don't believe
yeah,
in? Come on,
yeah,
man.
I do, and it can be done, but the percentages are so small because you have all these secrets and different dynamics and whatnot.
Right.
Maybe I need to maybe we need to get a third window to get a third one for Romello. Get get Romello on the side or whatnot. Because I remember a podcast back, he was telling me, yeah, I was dealing with a married woman, and I was the lead dog.
Yeah, I definitely was.
So that's what I'm saying. So out of respect for the relationship, you have to kind of put different things in perspective. Now I can't have a female, not a well female. I want to say a woman as a best friend, and I'm married. And you see the movies and TV shows all the time that there's certain conversations and relationships that go on.
So
Like
so you wouldn't trust that? You wouldn't
it's
trust
not
that?
it's not that you don't trust it. You don't want to put that. You don't leave stakes out around the lions, man, or the bears. You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that?
I
Because
get
we
what you're saying.
all, what's the song? We fall down, but we get up.
Right.
Like I said, I'm gonna have
I
to
mean,
open
it's
up a
it's
different.
possible, man. It's possible with
But why take the
adults.
chance? It's because certain people in relationships, man, at certain points in times, they're they question certain situations. Man, why is this and why is that? You want to take that out of the equation. We don't still have the
I
same
got.
friends or best friends we had from high school. If you do,
Hmm.
that's it's in the lower percentages.
So I take it you don't agree with that, right? If you're in a relationship, you wouldn't, your woman couldn't have
It it's
a
not
good
that I.
friend.
Nah, the thing is this: if we trying to honestly do this and take this to the next level, to try to get to the final level, so to speak,
Mhm.
you have to set boundaries.
So I mean, women always saying they get bored in relationships and whatnot and what have you, man. So how would you deal with that?
Some women, some is a large majority too. Now some is like 80%. But
How would you deal with that, though, man? She's
people
bored.
people say, hey
She's
man,
bored. She need excitement.
you know,
How would you deal with that?
what they say about certain relationships. They say women need to look a certain way it may need to be interesting.
Okay.
So if the same things that I was doing that made me interesting, if you no longer find them to be interesting, that's not a problem with me. It's a problem with her.
Mm, mm,
Now that doesn't mean we got to go Turks and Caicos or the Baltic Sea or something every year
right.
because you want to keep up with the Joneses or something.
Right.
But nah, that's you just have to put things in perspective, right? And you
I,
have to you've said this thousands of times that you have to find different interests with your partner.
I
It
mean,
might
you
be
do.
some things you've never tried before. Now I'm not talking about bungee jumping or nothing like that, but it's something she's interested in. You might not be interested in. I remember back in the G, I used to watch Sex in the City. I'm
Right.
not trying to watch Sex in the City now. I just don't. It's mad sappy,
Right. Right. Right.
But just being in that company with your significant other or your relationship or marriage or fiance or whatever, you have to do things and come to common ground to meet at certain tables. I shouldn't have to tell you this. You know this. You've spoken on this thousands of times.
Yeah, man. No. Nah, man. Hey, again, I truly believe that, at this grown age, at this grown
Mm-hmm.
age, we
Sure.
can have friends. There should be boundaries set in situations as far as where relationships should have understandings and whatnot. But I believe that people are individuals. You know what I'm saying? People
Mm-hmm.
are individuals. I don't like at this age now, like if I was in a relationship, I don't have to be with this woman 24/7. Um, I have my separate friends and hang out, breakfast, whatever, whatever. But I mean, my world shouldn't be surrounded by her. Everything is just her. Because when we do stuff like that, we lose ourselves in a person.
Yeah, but we know better than that. But along the way, you had to learn the lesson.
I
We both know we had some partners that started getting a relationship, and day by day, they were backing away from your relationship.
I get it.
Cat
So
wasn't
I mean,
coming, shoot basketball, wasn't on the bowling team like that no more. Started, what do they call it? Well, we call it cupcaking. Going out there doing some things you don't have to do, but because you're trying to be so focused, but at the same time, you should bring those people in rather than trying to take yourself out.
uh, maybe I'm at a different stage in my life. Maybe I'm at a different
Yeah,
stage in my life.
yeah, we
You know,
are. You're on a different life cycle. Well, when
yeah,
we was in high school, when we got out for the summer, it seemed like it was 6 months. The minute we
right,
graduated, that summer seemed like 3 weeks because we were on a different life cycle.
right. I'm at a different stage in my life.
Right.
I'm being told these days that I'm super selfish, which I I agree with that. Totally agree with it. Certain things
Right.
I certain things I'll share, certain things I won't.
Mhm.
You know, certain things I put up with, certain things I won't.
Right. Those are
You know,
standards, though, and protecting your peace is something
uh,
that's
yeah,
at all costs. So, I mean, I understand that. Somebody,
yeah,
for someone to tell you that, that's just their opinion.
yeah. Like I was telling a friend of mine last week. Last week, there's certain things that I'll do and certain things I won't do, and I
Hmm.
stand on it.
Right.
You know. So she was like, oh, you're gonna be alone. I said, that's the point. It sounds
But,
cold.
hmm
It sounds
uh,
cold, but
no, that's not.
you don't you don't think it sounds cold?
It's according to how you take it. It's perspective.
Yeah,
Because you got to remember, you were one of the people that coined the phrase that used to go to dinner by yourself.
yeah, dining alone.
Some people hear that and they're like, man, that's crazy because they've been in relationships, they've been jumping back and forth, in and out of relationships. They
Yeah,
need to be around people. Maybe they came from a big family, so their
yeah,
comfortability is being around a bunch of people.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not in the. I'm just not in the mode to compromise nothing that I have going on, nothing that I've recreated. I'm not compromising nothing. I'm not
But
gonna do
you don't
that.
have to, dog. That's your set of rules, dog. That's your Mamba
Exactly.
mentality.
Exactly. Exactly. So I do. I mean, I have. I ask them. When I'm dealing with them, is this
Hmm.
love or survival? Which one is it for you?
But how long have you been asking that question? That question is probably a question within the last 10 years.
Nah, I asked maybe about 3 years ago. Maybe about 3 years ago.
And
Is
when
this
y'all
love
was
survival? And when it looks like survival, that means hey, we gotta go our separate ways. If you walking in survival mode, I don't want nothing to do with that.
but
I don't want
90%
nothing
of
to do with that. And that's not judging. That's not judging. I don't have a judge's role, folks. We'll slash
okay.
talk about it. That's not judging. But if I see you in survival mode and that's all it's about, I'm gonna save myself. I'm not. We're not gonna go down that road. We're
Okay,
not going
but
down that
how do
path
you know? How do you know
because I
if
asked the pertinent questions. I asked the
but what if
questions.
what if they don't answer the questions? I say in between the lines, so to speak.
You know that gut feeling you always get the top of your chest, bottom of your stomach. That feeling
Yeah.
that's gonna tell you that that intuition. Intuition gonna tell you if she's in survival mode.
Have you ever been wrong?
Sometimes, but as of as of now, no, not
Hmm.
at all. Because once I get that intuition, I'm like, oh shit, that's not for me right there. I'm gonna go the other way,
Right.
and it's okay to go the other way, in my
Right.
opinion. It's okay to
Right.
go the other way.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
two things can be right at the same time. I mean, see, when we were younger, we would argue each other down. The opposite of that. It was one thing at a time.
yeah. These days I don't believe in taking them chances like that. Once I see the survival mode, like, nah, we're not doing all that.
Sometimes the survival mode isn't really even about trying to share a space or whatever. Survival mode is emotionally,
And
mentally.
that's the most important. I'm glad you brought that up. We talk about, as you know, a lot of people lack emotional intelligence and whatnot. That could be
That's what they say.
detrimental to a person. That could be detrimental to a person who has emotional intelligence. That could be very detrimental to a person who is mentally strong, emotionally
Hmm.
strong. When a person walks in the door, lacking those things, that could be
Hmm.
detrimental to the person who's in that space and very comfortable in that space. You
Yeah,
know,
but what if you're in the mindset of trusting the big button to smile?
if you're doing it at this age, if you're doing it at this age, man, come on, man.
We know some people that's still doing it at this age.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, come,
You
yeah,
got
yeah,
cats out
come.
here
You got to come
playing,
a little bit more of that. The ass is
right?
round, the face is pretty, but what's between the shoulders?
Right. You know,
Sorry, ma'am, I'll do without.
I get it, but you got some people out here playing. What are they playing? They're out there playing pity pat instead of playing poker, and they playing
Yeah,
checkers instead of playing chess.
yeah, I get
See,
it,
I
man.
mean, you know, it's different as far as our perspective and how men think, so to speak. We'll pick up somebody on the bus route. It ain't gonna go the opposite way for us.
Wait, what?
We know and we've done, and we've seen a lady with a McDonald's uniform on at the bus stop, and we roll by. Hey, what's happening? What's good? But if she's in that
No
G
count.
wagon and see us in the uniform at the bus stop, You better not stick your foot out there.
I take the fifth on that one.
Like I said, I'm gonna keep it as real as I can keep it, dog.
I take the fifth on that. But we all have drove past the bus stop and picked a few up. You know.
Right. So I mean, but like you said, we've all got, but sometimes people are not gonna tell you what they need. They're gonna tell you what they want, and it might be
And that's your
somebody
decision
that,
at that point. That's your decision at that
right.
point.
But
I'm saying.
we've helped some people along the way that needed help, and that it was reciprocity to the situation. You
Mm,
had some people that took advantage of
right.
in
I
that
get it.
fight or flight, in that survival mode.
Hey, do you remember the clip you sent me that brought this topic on? You remember that clip? What was it about?
Ooh, I believe it was the wife of Gucci Mane, and she was talking
Um,
about once he came home from jail, how he didn't have to do anything but obey. But then she said early on he didn't even have to do that. So
mm,
then in conversation, I was taking it. Let me listen. Let me listen a little bit closer to kind of see what she's saying. And then she was talking about, well, I do everything. He don't have to pay for this and that because we can keep that money in our pockets. And so
so
that conversation went from taking care to financially surviving.
so that was a motivation behind that. So
If
her
you listen
whole
long enough,
yeah. So her whole thing was he
I
doesn't
can't
have to
say
do.
that. All I can say is what I
But
heard.
that was a motivation behind that though.
So big. Well, it could be some natural love, but as I ask again,
Mm.
how do we know?
Hey, that's true. So in your opinion, so would you let's just place yourself in those shoes. So would you say that's a need or a want from her, or is it there's a motive behind that? If you don't have to do nothing, she's gonna cook it, she's gonna feed you, she's gonna do all that stuff. But isn't
Mm,
that a motive behind it when you say that?
yeah, it could be, but what I keep saying is we don't know because she was talking that good talk until she started talking money, and
Exactly.
then it's like, oh, okay, that like there
Exactly.
it is. Because like I said, if you just doing it out the goodness of your heart, doing it because it's your husband, because you're a helpmate,
Right.
cool. But when you started talking money to me, that's when my ears perked up. Like,
Right.
okay, I get it now.
And that's a motive behind that.
Right.
That's
Well,
that
that's
that's
how I saw it. You saw it, and you was like, yeah, and that's what a brother needs.
wait, say that again.
Because the way you
That
broke it down to me when I sent it to you, you was like, oh yeah, that's what a brother needs. That's what a brother looking for.
right, true. But when we thinking about that, man, when women do that, right? I had a situation once, and I mean the girl was she was solid, pots,
Mm-hmm.
always catered, but she was getting a ton out of me off of that catering, ton, a ton. He had a relationship. The
Mm-hmm.
relationship ended on it wasn't a bad note, I should say, but let's just say there were motives behind all that catering.
Right.
That was motives. So
That's it. You know, sometimes there's been times where I'm like, look, I don't need you to do all this and that. You
wait,
might
say it one
want
more
to do
time.
it. It's been situations where people have tried to do things, and I'm like, look, I don't. That's not what I need.
I'm gonna pull one of your moves. How would you know?
I mean, you know what you need, or you know what you want. But what I'm saying is, because if we get somebody like 50 man's wife that wants to just be everything. It's not that we testing them, but we're giving them parameters, we're giving them instructions. Like, okay, this is what I need.
There you go.
This to be helpful to the situation, relationship, or the marriage. But I'm not trying to give you that everything because then when that divorce comes, and that big number comes, that we got the list that look, I was doing all this.
Mhm. Again, like I said, it goes back to that motive, man. Goes back to that motive.
As
What
if you know,
motivates you to do those things?
right?
And let's go
Right.
back to the survival mode.
But how many times have you had to stop somebody from trying to bring breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Uh,
Yeah,
breakfast,
I did
lunch,
that.
dinner, want to go to casinos, want to go to concerts, you know, the social and pleasure club events and all this type of stuff. And you just like, that's not really me, but they're all these different things. And it's
Right.
it's in the back of your mind, man, he going real hard, but I haven't really even, I haven't even gave my 100%, but she's going super hard, but can have something else you disagree when I say you want a woman to love you or like you more than you like her.
Wait, one
But
more
you
time. Say
disagree
that
with
again.
that.
Say that
I
again.
always say you want a woman to like or love you more.
I can't say I can't say I don't know that. I can't say that.
I mean, we've had this conversation before.
Have we?
Yeah,
Refresh my memory.
talking about this dynamic of relationships that last. There's
Wait, I'm
more.
sorry.
There's different. There's different percentages, so to speak. Sometimes in a relationship, you're going to be given 125 and she's going to be given 100. Other times she's going to be given 150 while you're given 100. It's going to be different dynamics, but I'm just saying, that's from me researching and talking with a lot of my older peers and whatnot. It was something about the woman giving more that kind of balanced the relationship.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
I see you sitting back with that ginger drink, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I'm slow sipping on it tonight. But I don't think that as far as so do you believe in percentages?
No, I don't believe in percentages. It's just certain people do things a little bit more than others. Some people cater to you more than others. Some people wanna cook and clean and cook breakfast the first weekend.
But that
But you know what I'm talking. I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but that's not honesty though, man. Like I mean,
Why
everybody
would
gonna
that
put
be
on the good.
honest?
Everybody gonna put it on the good foot every once in a while. They're gonna
Right.
put that good foot,
Because
but at some point they're gonna run out of gas.
but what if she doesn't?
But let's
What if
speak
that's just how she
reality.
was raised? Yeah, but there's another side. What if that's just the reality? That's just how she rolled.
If that's how she rolls, she gonna keep it up.
Right. So it's not a test. That's just coming from her heart, her demeanor. That's how she get down.
Mm, I know. These women these days they not doing all that cooking, man.
Yeah, but
They want you
you
to
still
send them.
have
They want you to send them lunch. They want you to send them dinner and
some.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
They're not
some
doing
do,
all that. They're
and
not
some
doing
brothers
all
do
that.
that, and we call it cupcaking, and that's not what they really have to do.
Yeah, they got the mute. That's that they call that unicorn. They got some unicorns out there. Some.
See, some gold star, yeah, but you don't know until you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
What
know,
you say?
man.
I can't call it God's father. I can't call it though.
No, I can't. I can't do that, bro. I can't do that at all. Can't do that. Hold on one sec, bro. Yeah, let's take a real quick break and we'll be right back.
Gotta work.
All right, bro. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to a special conversation. That's right, with Prime Talk, conversations in prime time with none other than
A DJ
DJ
named
Slash.
Slash.
All right, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Hey, let's talk about these hard times, right? Let's
Mm-hmm.
go back to the survival situation. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where I give you an example. Let me give you a quick example. When the situation happened with me with the paralyzation and all that stuff, with the
Mm-hmm.
bleed on the brain, my girlfriend and I had broken up. We had broken up, and we were still good friends. We hung out on Sundays, always taking a ride, hanging out. So when I got sick at her home,
Okay.
and when we talked about this, with this reel that you sent me, this clip with the Gucci man, you said it was his wife or what have you.
All right.
How many women you think would take flight after finding herself in a situation with her ex?
I think
Would take
many
flight, or
would.
she's gonna stay and play?
I think many would because you have to think about it because you got people that check out for less things than that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's when I wrote this one up. I was like, this survival, like for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It turned into a survival situation for me
Right.
because I couldn't feed myself.
Right.
I couldn't do anything. Couldn't bathe
Right.
myself or anything like that.
Learn to
And we
walk and
were
talk again. Right.
exactly
Right.
couldn't see at all. Finally got
Right.
my sight back and whatnot, all that stuff. But we weren't together when this took place.
Right.
We weren't together at all.
But
But
she picked up
I
that
know
baton, though.
of what's it again?
She picked up that baton
Oh,
and started
absolutely.
running.
She not only did she pick up the baton, but she co-piloted that plane, man. She took over. She became the
Right.
pilot.
And
But
she didn't
I
have to
got to
do that.
thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I got to thinking, right? There's several women I know in my past would have dropped that ball,
Mm-hmm.
would have completely dropped that ball,
Right.
completely dropped the ball. So when we talk about survival, when we talk about, life confrontations and stuff like that, you really gotta know exactly who you're dealing with. And the reason why I wrote that up, like there's a fine line between
Mm-hmm.
love and survival. As a clear distinctive difference between the want and the need. At that time I needed that woman.
Right.
And she came up and she showed up like a champ.
So
She showed up like a champ. She
let's
really
take it
did.
back.
Go
A
ahead.
man, and well, a lot of other men would have took that as in that's their one and would have married that
Nah.
one. That was a yeah. I'm
Nah,
just saying that
I
because
mean
you just
we
said it. You just said some of the
just
hitters in the
because
back in the day would have
yeah,
ran off
they would have
on
ran
a
off.
plug
They definitely
twice.
they definitely would have ran off. But with
Right.
this one, man, we still till this day remain great friends. We speak
Hmm.
often,
Right.
often. But our relationship had ran its course. It ran its
Okay.
course. And could there have been something there? But it was my doing that we weren't together. And she still circled back on me. It's like, nah, I can't let you go out like that.
You know what that
I got to make
sounds
sure
like,
you're
right?
good. Well, what does it sound like?
Sounds like she liked or loved you more than you did.
Uh, uh,
We
well,
might
I'm
have to
not gonna say
rename this
inside.
podcast.
Yeah,
We might have to
I'm not.
rename this podcast. Huh? Well,
I'm not gonna say that I didn't love her. I still
I'm not
sometimes,
saying
to
that.
be honest, yeah,
I don't
I
look.
still, love her. I still love her to this day. But we
Hmm.
just certain things that we can't be together. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get it.
Certain things we can't be together.
Right.
But
See, I don't believe in
I
50-50
never,
love.
doubted her love for me. I never did.
Hmm. She went above and beyond, picked up the baton and ran with it.
She
But I'm
demonstrated.
saying, many men, that would have been enough. Like, okay, I got a real, and they would have
Yeah,
settled
but that
down with it.
wouldn't have been honest on my part to do that. Like
Is that
that was the highest of the highest gestures that a person could do for another person. But
so? That was survival, not love.
for me,
Hmm.
I was still loving her at that time. Like we were
Oh,
still dealing with each other, but we wasn't in a
wipe my glasses.
relationship.
Let me wipe my because it's looking like survival. Let me wipe my glasses because the conversation is love or survival, right? So at that particular time, it sounds like survival because you had to
At
get
that
on the good
point,
foot.
as far as love, as far as love, that was a different type of love. We still share that different type of love till this day. That's a different type of love. So
So
I wouldn't say as far as my decision to now remember the relationship was over. The relationship was over when I fell ill.
mhm.
It,
Yeah,
it
we
was over. So
we've gotten that understanding and gotten past that. Now I know. I think Brooke Payne was the one who taught New Edition these steps and all that, right?
what you
And
talking about?
and,
Right? Go
and
ahead.
the conversation is love or survival, and this is clearly a survival mechanism that you are using, but it seems you can't admit to that all of a sudden.
I wouldn't no, I wouldn't say that. The situation was dire as far as what my health goes, right? But
Would
I
that be
did I
survival
need someone there? Yes. I need
to
someone there.
survive? You needed someone there to survive,
I needed someone to walk me along until I could actually catch my
to
step
su-
again.
to survive.
I get it. Yeah. But it's again, it was a
You
different
said, but
situation slash. It was a different situation because we weren't together. We weren't
but you
together.
still needed a helpmate to survive.
Would you call that a helpmate?
Was she not helping you survive?
This dude.
I mean,
She
if we
really
gonna
was.
keep it as close to 100 as we can keep it, we gotta
Absolutely.
keep it.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
in this
She
conversation of love and survival,
let's just say this. Let's just say this. She was my lifeline. She was indeed
lifeline without
my
life
lifeline.
in a quest to live is surviving.
I get it. But you're missing my point. You're missing my
Nah,
point.
I'm not missing your point. We're in the same game of chess here.
Okay. All right. But nah,
I
she
don't know
threw the
how I don't
lifeline.
know how you don't see it because in order for you to get back on the good foot, you had to survive.
True. I'm agreeing with you. I'm
To
agreeing
be a
with you on that.
survivor, but you kept it real enough with yourself that it
And with
still
her.
wasn't enough to meet her at the altar in her white dress.
So just because she was there for me, I had to marry her.
I'm not saying that. I know somebody who would have said that though. Now, I'm not saying I know somebody. I've heard of somebody often who would have said that. The
Oh, you talking
initials
about
of B.
on the other
No, no,
podcast?
no. The initials of B and W.
being the I'm lost. I'm lost. Help me out.
She, what's your pop's nickname?
Oh, you talking about Big Will? Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, Big Will would have did. He would have. He
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 would
would
have
have
suggested
suggested I
that.
did that. He
Of
would have
course,
suggested that.
that's what I'm saying.
But
But in this conversation, it's we just keeping it real, and that was
but here's the
survival.
thing, though. Let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this for a second. That wouldn't have been authentic on my part if I just asked her to marry me after she got me over life's confrontations and all that stuff, knowing that we weren't together any longer. So
Mhm.
now you want me to base that on, well, I should marry you now.
I'm not saying that. I said many
That's
men
what it
would have.
sounds like. That's what it
No, no,
sounds like.
I clarified that. That was the second time. I'm clarifying that many men would have.
But
You know,
that
right
wouldn't be
before.
that wouldn't be honest. That
Okay,
wouldn't
so
be
you know,
honest.
right before, I believe it was '73. Stevie Wonder released "Songs in the Key of Life." I
Uh-huh.
think he had did 200 songs. One of them sessions, he got into an accident
Yeah,
and almost died. Changed his life. When you listen to a lot of those songs and how hard hitting and poignant those songs are, songs like "Ass," "Love's
I
in
get
Me,"
that.
"Black
I get
Man,"
that.
uh, "Another Star." I'm just saying, certain situations change your whole perspective.
It do, and that situation changed my entire perspective, but it also made me a more honest man. But I'm not gonna just go back into a relationship. I left that
Mm,
relationship for a reason. Okay,
I get it.
we just found ourselves in a tumultuous situation at that point.
Mhm.
We just happened to be
I,
broken up.
but
And
see, what I'm saying
that
is
wouldn't be
this,
fair to her,
right?
me to say, hey, listen, let's get married now.
Right. No, no, I
You know what I'm
get
saying?
it.
Because
See,
that
what I'm saying is this: many men would have. I'm not
the
saying
average
you.
man would
I'm
have.
just I'm
Yeah, the average
clarifying
man would have.
that within this situation and within this topic, that was survival.
The average man would have, yes.
Okay,
And
I get an agreement on that. And on this topic, that situation was survival.
that was survival. It definitely
Right.
was.
That's what I've been saying the last
Without her, that would not be no me. Period. To
right.
be honest with you,
That's
but
what I've been saying the last 9 minutes or so.
stop it.
You know, you know, I'm a Terry Lewis the situation. And Terry Lewis is the lyrics man.
I know you. I know what you mean. So let me ask you something. If you find yourself in a situation like that, Slash, would you have married her?
Hey man, I couldn't tell you that because man, you talk
Oh, come
that.
on, man. Come on.
Listen
Come.
to me. Listen to me.
What?
That traumatic situation where you're on a different life cycle.
Huh.
You're living for today. You know, to see the next day,
Uh,
not knowing what's on the other side of that. Man, that's a hellified
that's a hell
situation
situation.
and answer to try to put into.
And you know what though? That situation took her and I into a whole different stratosphere as far as our friendship goes, right?
Mhm.
Because still to this day, she has problems within relationships because the bond that she and I still share to this day.
Right.
When you placed in a situation where you're cleaning me, you're feeding me, you're
Taking
doing
care
all
of
the
you. Good.
taking complete
What they
care of
say,
me,
hand and foot.
complete. When I say complete, complete. And
Mhm.
we had a conversation. She and I had a conversation about 3 weeks ago. She said, "You know, it's hard going into a relationship after you." I said, "Why would you say that?" She said, "Because all the things I did for you, and you weren't even my husband. It's hard for a man to stand in those shoes."
Exactly. And you have to understand that and you have to respect that because those are wife duties. And like
That's
we were
true.
saying earlier about
That's
certain
true.
exes or certain other women,
That's true.
they wouldn't have done that because A lot of times when
And
you
I got to
give
be honest
all,
with you.
listen,
And
when you give all, a lot of times
yeah,
you lose yourself.
I'm liking the way this conversation is turning here, man. I'm glad you talked me into doing these 1.5 2 hour podcasts. I'm glad it's
I
taking
wanted
this
you to,
turn because
I wanted you to be safe, though, man. I want you to feel safe.
this is crazy. We did create this podcast, a safe space for men, to where we
Right,
can actually talk and be vulnerable.
right,
But
right.
honestly, man, to be honest with you, I think that's why I haven't gone into a relationship after Javon because that's some that's some shoes to fill, man.
I
That's some
mean, but you,
shoes to fill.
but you know what I always say, as far as you have to leave something for when you do get to that final stage. That
Yeah,
has to be things you haven't done.
yeah.
If
That,
you've used up all of those, I hate saying, I'm not gonna say wifey, but if you've used up all those wife privileges, those husband's privileges, what is there for you to give?
yeah. But,
That's why.
well,
That's
mm,
why I'm not going to rallies and fries. I'm not going to Five Guys for a
so
burger,
it's so
and
you
I'm
so
not
you
going
think
to the Shake Shack to get such and such a shake.
right. No, I get it. I get it. But like back to what the conversation she and I was having. So she was like, it's very hard going into another relationship because anytime she meets someone, they're always bringing me up.
Hmm.
I'm like, well, and she's a brutally honest type woman. She's a brutally honest type woman. So
Right.
dealing with her, you gotta put your man boots on, man. You gotta if you're gonna
Put your
walk down
cards on
that
the table,
path,
man. Yeah.
yeah, if you're gonna walk that path, you gotta accept that Trent's gonna be around.
Yeah, but you have to be a man regardless. I mean,
Mhm, yeah,
in the years of playing games and whatnot, yeah. But there
mhm.
comes a time when you have to put your cards on the table.
So I would love to know from the viewers. Maybe you guys could email me and tell me this answer at Trentwill at taken.com. Was I supposed to marry Javon after all the stuff she'd done, the cleaning, the bathing, the um,
Hand to foot, man.
hand,
Hand to
hand and
foot.
foot, just taking care of me? Was I supposed to reward her with marriage? Was I
Oh,
supposed to reward her with marriage?
the crazy thing is, only you know.
Mm. Let's just say this: I still love her, though. I do.
I feel
Honest,
you.
I do. Honest, I
That's
do.
that's another thing I don't believe. Also,
You don't believe what?
the people we've dealt in our past that we've told we love, or the people we've divorced, or the people that divorced us, that's not a that's not a life lasting love thing for me. For me, and
For
we
for
we
you,
always
for
see
you,
different
for you.
things. You see blue as periwinkle, and I see blue as sky blue. So
All right.
things are different. But I don't think you. I think you're. Sometimes you really have to like somebody to love them.
I could agree with that. I could,
So
and the
I,
reason
I
why
can't
the go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
can't tell you who I told I love in high school. I'm still
Well,
alive and loving, so to speak.
I can honestly say I still love that girl. I really do. But and you know how I feel about marriage. I'll probably
Yeah.
never walk that path again and whatnot.
And ever since them drapes, man, things been on a downward shift, man.
Man, you don't have to. Marriage does not have to be the goal, though, Slash. Slash and I differ on this, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah, he
Marriage,
doesn't. Mm-mm. Nah, I'm not. I'm not one that think that's the so-called final stage. No, that's not what I'm
right,
saying. What I'm saying is, if you're going to do that, I'm saying I'm
right.
I've left a lot of things that I can move forward with.
Now let's be clear. Let's be clear while I have the French doors open here. Like Javon took care of me because I took care of Javon as well. Now,
Okay.
So
But
that was
isn't that what a man? What they say? Isn't that what a man is supposed to do?
I did goodbye. I really did goodbye. And
Okay. And we
she
look,
rewarded
we're
me
not
with
doubting that. You see, you
she
putting this
she
out. You
she
backing the
rewarded me she rewarded me with some unconditional, unwavering kindness and love to the fullest. I could never repay her for that. Never at all.
no
But
charge, man. That was one of my mom's favorite
no
songs, man.
charge at all.
Shirley Caesar,
No
no
charge at
charge.
all. No charge.
But like I said, only you know, and you know whether it was pros and cons. But
Now, I'm gonna say only
nah,
we know because it's certain things that we never speak with other people about. So I'm gonna say we
mm-mm.
in that situation. Only she and I know. So
I
yeah,
mean, the last time we had this conversation with the ladies, we was talking about marriage and this, that, and the third. Nah,
yeah.
it's not for everybody.
That is really not.
I
It's,
mean,
it's really
some
not.
people have it's like I don't know, avocado ice cream or something. We might have tried it. That doesn't mean that that's gonna be your favorite forever.
Right. You know what? And you know what I find? I'm glad we're going on this path with this topic. Um, I was married twice, and an ex girlfriend outshined both my wives in a situation like this because I don't know if they would have picked up that baton.
But what's your heart in it, though, dog? That's the
Was
thing.
was my heart in which one?
The first one for sure, but then the second one was the second one a makeup call for the first.
Yeah, the first one was, I was still a kid. I was a kid at that time.
He was a stone cold gentleman at that time.
Yeah, I was something else though, man.
You
I
know,
was something else.
was that survival or was that love?
Um, Neither, neither. It was neither. I got to be honest about that. It was neither.
I'm saying as far as burning the candle on both ends at that particular time with working and writing and producing and traveling and the whole nine. Sometimes you need that pit stop, and that pit stop might have been a little longer than you thought it was gonna be.
True. 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 True.
Focus and you're getting that one attention and the
Yeah, it
whole
was.
nine.
Yeah, it was different. It was definitely different, man. It was that was an interesting time in my life. On that one, it was different. It was definitely
And
different.
I like to see or hear those songs from that era though.
Hey, those songs stream on Apple all the time, man. On
Yeah,
they
but there's
style
some songs. Right, there's
radio.
some songs that weren't released though. There's some songs in the tuck. But that's the
Yeah, they got
songs
a,
I'm
they got a
talking
few of
about.
them. Yeah, they
Uh,
got a few of them out there.
right. That's the ones I'm
Yeah,
talking about. Those,
yeah,
the guy who was burning the candle on both ends, when he finally got a moment to kind of gather his wits, that's the
yeah.
songs I'm talking about.
Hey, man, that seemed like light years ago, brother. Seemed like light years ago.
Right. It was a long time ago, but it wasn't that long ago.
Nah, light years
But
ago, man.
as far as survival and love, man, I don't think you really can tell because the world we live in today is a me world. We got a lot of
Now
people
we get into the mean potatoes.
that they're me, and they put up
Now
a really good facade.
we're getting the meat potatoes. Would you say that it's more women that walk into these situations and survive more than men?
Mm-mm, wouldn't say that
You wouldn't say that?
because you can't. You have to do the numbers, and I don't think that there's numbers on this because
Mm.
uh,
Well, let Shannon and D said tell it. They got a whole bunch of homosexuals out there.
Yeah. Without the numbers, that's not believable either. I mean, you have some
So
men
so you,
that's
wait a minute, so you don't agree with them?
no. A
You know,
lot of times you can say anything, but if you don't have the
mhm,
numbers to really back it, it's sort of
right.
like this this trumpery that's going on in the United States.
So
And
so
trumpery
so
stands
you
for
don't
lies. No,
so
no.
you don't believe that there are guys out there that prey on these women who have their own,
I believe
and
there's
they're
men
only there
and women.
for
No. I believe there's men and women because you hear the same stories. So it's not
right.
a one size fits all.
That's interesting.
And there's even some little people that do this. So nah.
That's interesting. I want to get on that topic for a second. Let's run a commercial real quick. Let me do something real quick. Let's run a commercial real quick. We'll be right back on that topic because this is where Slash and I differ on that because I truly believe that there are a ton of guys out there who live like that
All right.
as far as a
Let's
woman.
get it.
So we'll be right back, folks. We'll be right back right at this break.
Thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Trent. We will be right back with more conversation after these commercial breaks.
Check out the creative work of the author Trent Williams of www.taylorkennedymedia.com. Chapter of the Delta gives us a peek at his life-changing events. And if that's not enough, Trent tells you more about his brothers and his life through memoirs in his book, The Four Horsemen. His blogs and daily stimulating quotes are published in his book, Life's Little Addiction. And when you have a need of some human coaching of life and relationships, take a look at Conversations with Trent, Volume 1 and 2, and Conversations with Trent, Limited Edition. You will find his works available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all online book retailers.
Somebody gon' get to tell him that I'm coming. And you can tell him that I'm coming. Tell him that I'm. Somebody tell the world that I'm coming. I'm trying to tell the world that I'm coming. You tell him that I'm coming. Somebody tell the world that I'm coming. Somebody tell the world that I'm coming.
All right. Good stuff, man. Real good stuff. Commercial breaks over here at Taylor Kennedy Studios is hilarious. I have to laugh to myself sometime. I have to laugh to myself sometime. Hey, that's the recovery book that I wrote that I think it was September. I'm still in recovery. Yes, I did have the audacity to write a recovery book while in recovery. For those who in similar situations as me, I did a ton of research over 5 years, and I decided to push it out there and give people something to think about as they go on a recovery journey and help vents on
Mhm.
support, and, the importance of having a support system and all this stuff, all the way down to having a pet animal during the recovery. So it's over at Barnes
Shit.
and Noble, Walmart, all that stuff.
Not a not a pet animal. What is it called? Service animal, right?
Yeah, service. Yep, service
Okay.
dog.
So how's the book going, man? How's everything going with it?
It's good, man. It is good. I didn't do too much promoting on it because honestly, to be honest with you, I give the book away to people in similar situations. As you know,
Sure.
I work with stroke victims and whatnot, and I just give it away, man. Give that information away,
But that
and
is promotion, regardless,
yeah, yeah,
because you're going
yeah,
straight to the source. So that's the best promotion you can get as far as
yeah.
promotion and marketing.
Yeah, I wrote that book, man, because being in a situation like that,
Mhm.
if you haven't walked those shoes, That's a tough thing to imagine going
Right.
through, you know, trying to walk again, learning how to walk again, getting your sight back and whatnot, what have you. That's a deep place to be in when you find
Right.
yourself in that type of situation, and you know no one's ever been in a situation like that before. But sometimes we tend to go inside our heads and feeling lost and whatnot. That's a journey, man. That's a journey. So I was inclined. I felt it was very important to put something together for people who failed to do the research, and I'll just say couldn't do the research in that situation. So yeah,
Because
the
it's
recovery
not
book,
something as far as an age group because this can happen at any age.
any age, absolutely.
Now I think you need to put it out there a little bit more, man. Don't forget I put that video together with that track, man.
Yeah, you did.
I
You
think
sure
you should
did.
put it I think you should put it out there more because like I said, stuff like this happens to people every day. And it's not an
That's
age
true.
range thing. And like I
No,
said,
no,
you're going straight to your core audience by offering it to different people. But I think you should continue to promote it, man, because sometimes when something comes out according to what's going on, there's a
right.
certain reaction, but the long term marketing and promotions of things
That's true.
always is beneficial.
That's
I
true,
think
man.
you need to do a re release, so to speak.
You think so?
Uh,
Yeah. It's I get more fulfillment out of helping people out as far as working them out and whatnot. When I get that call, hey man, somebody had a stroke. Can you help them out?
right.
It's more rewarding for me to assist them in that way. I mean, I'll re-release the book, which is
Mhm.
cool. I'll do that, but
Well,
I
not
enjoy it
not
more.
not necessarily re-releasing it, but re-releasing it as far as remarketing it, uh,
Yeah, I
so to
get it.
speak. And I
I get
think
it.
maybe even a short video. I think a
Yeah,
short video of some of the footage I know you have.
yeah, I got man, it's tons and tons and tons
Sure. I, I,
of
I
stuff I
think that
haven't
can be
even
it can
released.
be re remarketed and re-promoted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was I say? I was going to ask you. What question was I actually
Man,
after the break?
you set up the teaser, man, and I was waiting for you to drop it once we came back. But man, we just chopping it up, man, giving up the good game, man.
What was I had a question for you. I can't remember what I said though.
I think we were kind of going a little bit political, a little bit, but I can't tell you offhand, man.
You can't help me with that, Kevin.
Yeah, because
That's
you
it.
had the what is it called when you right before right as soon as we come back from these messages, we had the beta men, you know what I'm saying?
Right, 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 right,
The
right.
teaser, they called it a teaser.
I can't remember what I wanted to ask you, man. I can't remember. I
So I know
can't
you was talking
remember.
about the present times and maybe the political climate.
I can't recall. I can't
Okay.
recall.
If it's meant to
Um,
come back, it'll come back, man. But I'm just
it'll
saying,
definitely come back.
Brother Ramiel been dropping a couple of different things here and there on social media also, right?
Yeah, I've seen that he sent me an invite over into his group. I think you're in that group as well.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. That's a
Yeah, the
good
brother,
brother, Rami. Good brother,
he's
Rami. I've
always
been knowing him
dropping
for a number of years.
some thought provoking things, man. Some real interesting things.
Always, always, man. Yeah, always, always, always,
So so
always.
when's the next time you and Miss Peach is gonna be doing a little something, man?
We talked. Tam and I talked a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
We supposed to do this podcast a couple of weeks, so we'll see. See how it pans out. She's so busy, but we
Yeah, yeah,
talked. We talked a couple of days ago.
yeah, y'all gotta get that barbecue back, man. Y'all got a
Yeah,
good
man.
pairing, man, and always a good enlightening spiritual
Yeah, man.
conversation, man. And y'all really have good conversations, man. Between
Hmm.
you and Miss Peaches and you and Ramiel.
Yeah, man. Tam and I've been doing this for a long time. I used to speak at her events annually over in Memphis. Used to go over there and speak at the University of Memphis
Right.
for all the time. So yeah, we've been known each other for a number of years.
So
Number of
what about
years. So
Miss Kathy, man? I don't think I've seen her in a minute. Also, man.
I spoke to Kathy today. She called me right before I started with you.
Hmm.
She's doing well. She's doing well. She got a new position. She's a vice principal over there in North Carolina. She's doing
Okay.
well. She's doing real well.
All right.
She's doing real well. Doing real well.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Like I
but
said,
so folks,
good
we
times.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Good times scratching and surviving, man.
Yeah, man. Trying, man. Trying, man. Trying. Slash and I do these prime times podcasts. We pop in and out like Mondays sometimes. Mondays, Tuesday, right? Mondays
Mondays.
are
I think
Mondays
Mondays
and
we should lock in for Mondays right after Sunday.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what we've done. The majority of them is on a Monday.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. So I like to have fun over here with Slash, so I get to talk and I feel this is a safe space for me. You know, on Sundays I'm always getting beat up and whatnot
You
with
know
the
they have
ladies.
that
So.
that one batter's man shelter. I believe it's in Canada, man. I don't know if
Yeah,
certain people are trying to get you, get out there to Canada, man, at that shelter. So, man, I said, come on, man, let's do this on a Monday, man.
right. Still bad. Coach Dina had a good one on yesterday.
Yeah.
We talked about pedophiles. We talked about predators and what have you. We said the quiet part out loud. So you guys could go and check that out on Apple Podcasts. We talked about who's advocating for these kids. So
Hmm.
we have a plethora of topics and podcasts that we do on the Taylor Kennedy platform, all the way from nutrition,
Hmm.
health and medical fitness and all that stuff, which Coach Catherine get through over in France. Every Thursday
And a different
we shoot it live.
and a different perspective coming from over there also about the food
Absolutely.
and nutrition and whatnot. So it's always a good
Absolutely.
one. When I'm up, I definitely catch it.
And man, you'd be surprised. Well, I know you wouldn't be surprised, but a ton of folks here in the States would be surprised about how stark different. I'm talking about seriously different
Hmm.
as far as nutrition and with the food administration and all that stuff
Right.
between in these different countries and whatnot.
Right. About how they
E-
messing with this food and injecting this food,
Exactly.
fruit, the whole nine.
The
Running
whole
out this
nine.
GMO,
The whole nine.
seedless grapes and seedless watermelon and like
Exactly.
I don't even think cauliflower is a vegetable. I think that's
Yeah.
that's some GMO.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
man.
even the apple cider vinegar, one of the top brands,
Yeah.
it's along the lines of being GMO nowadays because the owners sold it, the original owners.
Wow.
You have to test the olive oil. You're getting fake olive oil. You're getting fake apple cider vinegar and fake vinegars, and
Yeah, you gotta be
everybody's
mindful,
just
man.
trying to make money and not putting that care and purpose into things.
Yeah, you gotta be mindful what you're consuming and always reading those labels when you're buying stuff. It's very important to read those labels, man. I'm big on
There's a
reading
lot of
those labels.
There's a lot
Big.
of fugaziness out there, man. It ain't
Exactly.
love. It's survival.
Exactly. Exactly, man. Exactly. So we'll come through. We'll come through next Monday with another topic
Nah,
here.
I'll be working next Monday, so that have to be the following Monday.
Cool. That's not a problem. Cool.
And
We'll come to
we'll
it.
bring it to them live later.
Mhm. Maybe we'll stream into Meta. I haven't streamed into Meta in quite some time, so maybe we'll do
And
one
we
for him.
might have to do
Huh?
Twitch also. Twitch.
Oh, we're streaming on Twitch right now.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna stream it to Twitch once I get a copy of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're streaming this
Maybe I
Twitch.
opened up some avenues, you know.
Exactly, exactly, man. Any closing remarks before we close out, man? I'm gonna get in
I
here
definitely
now.
think it was a good topic, like I said, based upon the video. You know, I'm always doing research,
Yeah,
different things, man. You know, sending you different things that could be a topic, maybe.
right,
Like I
right,
said,
right.
it just feels, I don't know, man. It just feels a little safer over here on a Monday, man. You know, on Sundays, it feel like somebody could pull a weapon out or
Yeah, man.
nightsticks or something. You know, you kind of got to be on your pivot. You know, on Sunday, man. Mondays,
Exactly. You
it's
gotta
kind of
what?
laid back. It's red beans, and you know, regular red beans, and some cornbread, and,
Yeah, yeah,
some
yeah, yeah, yeah,
ginger,
yeah.
or maybe a little something on the light side. You know, just sit back and kick. You know.
Exactly, man. Exactly. You know I'm here about that, right?
If you don't, it wouldn't be what they say. Anything else wouldn't be uncivilized. Huh?
It'd be uncivilized if I didn't. Would be
Right.
uncivilized. Coach D, and I will be back on Sunday. That's just I think Shannon's gonna be over on Sunday. We'll be doing some politics, but we'll be talking about those tariffs, the economy, and all that stuff. I think it's very important that we keep that stuff at the forefront because when some trying times, man.
Right.
You know,
But there's some stuff popping off in Texas around that gerrymandering, man.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's a big topic. I mean, the some of the Congress people left the state.
yeah.
They're
They
not
went
gonna
to
sit
Illinois.
down
Yeah,
and let them just redistrict all these deals because they're trying to get 5 chairs out there in Texas.
exactly. And the
So they're
reason
trying
why
to
they
stack
doing
the
that,
decks.
exactly. The reason why they doing it because they know the midterms. Nobody's not. I mean,
Well,
nah,
that's the
man.
same thing they did in, I want to say, it might have been Carolina,
Yeah, yeah,
and they snuck in because they only have a 1 or 2 person lead as far as the Senate and Congress.
yeah. That's
So
it.
that's what they did, and that's what they've been doing because they did the same thing with Donald Jones. Donald Jones' area probably went from a railroad to somewhere on airline, and then he
Right,
crossed over airline past the airport.
right.
So you know what that is. That's to get other voters in these votes and
Yep,
whatnot.
yep,
So
yep.
yeah, they're gerrymandering it. And a lot of the Democratic governors, they're trying to position it back to the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly. You know what that means, folks? We got to resist. We have to resist and keep it up. Keep fighting it. Keep fighting.
Right. Every day.
So exactly. Real talk. Real talk. As always, it's a pleasure, Slash. As always, it's a pleasure, brother.
Same, yeah. No doubt.
There it is. I gotta run this track back, man. So these folk here. This brother's a talented brother, man. I've been knowing this brother and producing with this brother for I can't put a number on it.
High
I'm gonna
school,
say,
man.
yeah,
Early high
high
school.
school. We went from high school to doing it professionally and to mega studios across the country.
Started at Diamond Studio, man.
Absolutely,
Diamond sitting
absolutely.
on them hits too, man. I need to chop it with Diamond. Diamond got 3 hits last time I heard him.
Well, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
OG.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Diamond's a good friend. He's a good friend. Good friend, real good friend. I remember recording
OG.
with Diamond on the 8 track. I think we did on no, it was 8 track or 2 track.
Nah,
Either
it
way,
was
I think I was like 14, 15 years old, something like that.
probably eight track at that particular time, an 8 track deal before he started doing like the 16, 32 tracks in the studio.
Yeah, yeah, because it was actually I started recording with Diamond in his bedroom at his father's house.
You
This is
know,
many moons ago. Many moons
it had to
ago.
be, yeah, it had to be eight, probably an 8 track back in the day, cassette.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, it's been a while. Been a while. But I'm gonna play this track one more time because I'm digging this track. I gotta play it one more time. This is the intro
Word.
for prime time intro here for Slash and I. Play it so you guys can check it out. We'll be a little more consistent on prime time shows here. So I had to take a
Swell.
break. I had to take a break because I've been going pretty hard for almost 5 years now. Want to take a break and get back to it. But let's bring this intro in produced by Slash one more time. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to a special conversation. That's right, with Prime Talk, conversations in prime time with none other than DJ Slash. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. This good brother, man, has been rolling with me for many, many, many moons, man. Can't tell you
Yes,
how
sir,
much I
man.
appreciate you, brother. Can't tell you how
Same
much
here.
I
It's all
appreciate
love,
you,
man.
brother.
You
All
know that.
good, man. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, man. So until next time on prime time, we'll be back with another one
In prime time.
in prime time. Definitely in prime time. But don't forget on Thursday, catch me live with Coach Catherine Gettu, nutritious coach Catherine Gettu from over in France. At the 14 hour over in France live,
Right.
and at the 7 o'clock hour in the morning, early Thursday morning. So
And the
I
podcast
like,
from last night's show and the podcast from this show a little bit later. Dropping.
oh yeah, no doubt. Preferably on Apple Podcasts. Preferably on our podcast, or on Spotify, all that
Or
good stuff.
Spotify, yeah.
Yeah,
Or Amazon Prime, right?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. You go to and close out, brother. We can go to and get out of here.
And man, everybody stay safe, man. Keep God first, man. See y'all in a few.
No doubt.
One.